The missionaries are venturing ever further from their homeland and are drawing nearer to the land God has promised them, receiving always new graces and insights from our Lord Jesus Christ. This overflowing goodness often compelled them to consider how they might render him greater faithfulness. They spent a long time in prayerful lamentation before such a gracious God. They seek to learn from him how they could be perfectly pleasing to him. They received this answer, that it would be by following the evangelical counsels, practicing them in proportion to his divine guidance required of them. They came to understand that there was nothing in the Holy Gospel concerning charity toward God and neighbor, to which they were not bound by their high and divine calling. These insights received in prayer humbled the missionaries. They clearly saw that they needed far more compelling motives in their work and the practices of virtue. Until then, they had led a very ordinary life and very poorly proportionate to their state of life, which demands a complete destruction of both an outward and inward parts of man. After conversing with one another on such just demands from a God who loved them so much, they resolved to accept and to follow the period of this inner calling. This consent was soon followed by further favors from our Lord. He asked them to henceforth practice all the evangelical counsels concerning inward mortification, and many of those concerning outward ones. Indeed, his divine goodness did not fail to permit many occasions. For it was necessary to take great pleasure in being despised, to pray for those who opposed them, to suffer many small persecutions, to abandon considerable sums of money, rather than seek justice through the country's legal system. In short, to take extreme joy in seeing themselves reduced by divine intervention to a point where they never followed their own will. This course of action at first seemed utterly impossible and harsh. Nevertheless, it is subsequently filled with sweetness and consolations. The greatest difficulty lies in convincing oneself to believe the gospel with the submission a true Christian must have to the words of the Son of God, putting them into practice so as not to be entirely ungrateful for so much mercy. The missionaries, recognizing what the good Lord required of them, set upon the practice of frequently conversing about the providence that befell them, in order to do the least evil and fulfill through his holy grace the maxims of our Lord Jesus Christ.